everyone, this is Nicole from SPSC Crossfit. We have Dr. Maggio here, our soft tissue specialist. We want to address the issue of dorsiflexion or the lack of dorsiflexion and what it means for all of your movements in the gym, whether it's squatting, running, jumping, jump rope, Olympic lifts. He's going to go over testing it, the issues that come with the lack of dorsiflexion, and go over a couple things to try to improve that motion.
So dorsiflexion is really important. It's probably the most important movement of the human body, needed for, like Nicole said, walking, running, jumping, standing, anything you do, basically life. And when dorsiflexion is bad, it can really screw up a lot of things down in the lower extremity or anything down this whole chain. So first thing we're going to do is just go over how to test dorsiflexion on your own. All you really need is a simple ruler and a wall. So I'm going to walk Nicole through how we're going to measure for dorsiflexion. So first thing we're going to do is get a ruler, and we want to put it right up against the wall. Normal dorsiflexion is about 5 to 6 inches, depending on how tall you are or how much mobility you have. So basically what we want to do is just start with somewhere very basic. So pick about the 3-inch from the wall, and that's where we want to line up our front big toe. Next thing we're going to do is put our foot flat and pointing towards the wall. The next thing we're going to do is have our back foot also pointing towards the wall. We don't want to get too far out this way, too far back, or too far here, because it's actually going to be cheating and not have a true idea of what the real range of motion is. So what we're going to do next is this heel, we're testing the right side, this heel is going to stay flat to the floor. And what we're going to do is put this other foot back. You're allowed to go up on the ball of the foot and drop that down. And what we're going to do is take our knee and drive it into the wall while keeping our heel flat on the ground. So what we're going to do is go just like this. Should be a nice, easy motion. I'm only at 3 inches, so it should be something I can hang out and do all day. You just want to watch out for symptoms, pinching in the front, a lot of pull through the calf. What I want you to do is just keep, sliding it back a bit and going forward until you find that comfortable spot where you can sit here and hang out all day. Right there is pretty uncomfortable for me, so I'm going to go forward just a bit. And you want to keep that heel on the ground. And that's my full range of dorsiflexion. I'm about 5 inches or so. And the key is going to be as soon as that heel starts to come up, that's when the test is done and you need to go a little more forward. So you want to test that on both sides, see where you're at, keep an idea of symptoms and what you feel. Next thing we're going to go to is basically what does a limited dorsiflexion affect. Basically when the dorsiflexion isn't moving correctly, you can have ankle problems, knee problems, hip problems, low back problems, all sorts of things. It can also lead to some shin splints too that can have a lot of issues in there too. Some people get shin splints, some don't. It's just a matter of a muscle that attaches on the inside of the leg here that can really cause that. And when that dorsiflexion is limited, it can lead to some more shin splints and issues like that. The other thing too is that athletes just need to be able to dorsiflex. If you can't dorsiflex, you're going to have a lot of trouble doing the basic movements that are required in life, but when you add weight and you try to run and jump rope and do things on that, it can cause a lot of problems.
So what is a common indicator when someone is, let's say, squatting, that they have lack of dorsiflexion? Their toes forward, out, leaning back, leaning forward?
You can see a lot of things, but a lot of it will be that where they kind of bail out in the end of the movement. You see a lot of the people when they get to here and they just physically can't, you'll see them dump the bar forward, and that really puts a lot of strain on the low back. The other one too is where you see the really wide duck squatters where they can put their feet out from here because it doesn't really stress or test that full dorsiflexion, so it's a way to cheat. But what it does is it really kills the knees, kills the hips and the low back. What you see is those people that just can't get to that fluid motion going down in the squat because physically they can't get there because that dorsiflexion is limited.
Okay, awesome. So now that we know, we can test ourselves, see if there's an issue, we're going to go over, it's called the mulligan, and it's a way to kind of address mobility temporarily to see if there's a change over the next couple weeks. So we're going to use the band. We'll tie it around the rig. I'm going to show it on Dr. Maggio. So you want this around the level of like your mid shin. Okay, so he's going to put this band around his shin here, step in, and he's going to take a giant step forward to have a lot of tension on that band. Okay, and he's going to do this the same way he tests for dorsiflexion against the wall. So again, he's going to try to meet his knee all the way forward while keeping the heel down on the floor. Okay. So I'm going to want you to have tension on that band for a couple seconds, 5 seconds or so, then release, okay? Tension again. So you'll do 3 to 5 passes on each ankle going forward turn around and do the opposite. And this helps if you have someone to kind of hold your foot in place. So same thing, it's going to go on the back of his calf now. Again, big step backwards to have tension on that bar. Okay, and now he's going to try to put the knee forward again. And it helps if you have someone here to kind of push your heel down. Again, 3 to 5 seconds. Release. Okay, you'll repeat that a couple times on each ankle. And again, with mobility, everything in moderation. It's maintenance. It's a way to kind of get your body to make some changes in the tissue on your own. But if there's a real problem, right, you're not going to see the changes that you want.
So basically, we tell everyone, try some mobility stuff for a while. When a muscle is healthy and can fully lengthen, it will respond really well to mobility work and stretching and everything you do. But in some situations, they're just buildup of scar tissue and adhesion that just comes from overuse. And in many of those cases, you need to see a practitioner who is certified in manual adhesion release and practices what's called integrative diagnosis.
All right, so thanks for checking in with you guys. We'll have some more videos to come on different movements and some mobility and screening.